The Saints continue to revamp their wide receiver group, signing five-time Pro Bowler Jarvis Landry. The former LSU star Landry confirmed the signing by posting on social media, "Home Houdat Nation, see you soon." And speaking of social media, legendary former Saints quarterback Brees tweeted the following on Sunday: "Despite speculation from media about my future this fall, I'm currently undecided. I may work for NBC, I may play football again, I may focus on business and philanthropy, I may train for the pickleball tour, senior golf tour, coach my kids, or all of the above. I will let you know." Meanwhile, Saints coach Dennis Allen said today at the Saints Hall of Fame golf tournament, he thinks the comments were just made in jest and there have been no discussions about Brees coming back to the Saints. But you know who is coming back to First Take? Our quarterback, Dan Orlovsky. Hi, Dan.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
What's
up, my show has been must watch this morning. It has been gasoline. Well done.
Appreciate that, but I kind of
always
is.
The
way
always
morning,
is.
But I get you.
Always is, but it's been great.
I think he's saying he likes Pat Bev. That's
Bev's that.
The whole conversation has been great. Everyone's
JJ Reddick, you know, Mr. Male Model. Yeah, he's doing good too. Okay, yeah, right. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh my gosh. Dan, obviously it's been an interesting weekend for the Saints, but obviously we know Jameis is still their quarterback. So Stephen A., do you think they can win the NFC with Jameis at the helm?
Hell no. I don't believe that. I have no reason to believe that. Because of Jameis Winston only, though. The defense is real. Alvin Kamara is still there. They drafted Olave. Michael Thomas is still there for the time being. You just picked up Landry. They have weapons everywhere. But I'm one of those guys, Mr. Orlovsky, that if there's a question mark about you at the quarterback position, then I'm not a believer. Because I believe ultimately that is what will come back to bite you. I want to emphasize that is all I'm talking about with the New Orleans Saints. I'm not questioning Coach Allen, who's been under Sean, Sean for years. Okay. I got all of that. We understand what they're bringing to the table. They've got a guy that's been in the system for many, many years, and now he's been elevated to this position, and we get where he's coming from, okay? We know what Alvin Kamara brings to the table when he's healthy. We know what potential Olave has. We know what Landry can do. We know what a healthy Michael Thomas can do. The defense is big time. There are, as far as I'm concerned, when I look at the New Orleans Saints, they have everything else but the quarterback. And I'm wishing Jameis Winston well. I'm not rooting against him. But as far as I'm concerned, if I'm the New Orleans Saints, and I'm going to say this, and this sounds almost sacrilegious, but to me it is not. Look, Drew Brees, my brother, the broadcast booth didn't work out so well in your first year. You got a chance, you can go back there in the future. Take a year or two away from that, hone your skills a little bit, go back and play lights out, do lights out, and you'll be in a booth for Fox or somebody. We got all that. But right now, Drew Brees, right now, look at the crew we got. If you were quarterbacking us, you sure we wouldn't do damage? Why don't you come back, bro? Why don't you come back? Yeah. If I'm the New Orleans Saints, that's what I do. Look, we give Jameis Winston an extra year to get plus he's coming off a nasty injury anyway. So guess what? Look, come on back, Drew Brees. You had a year, you miss us. We miss you. Come on back. Come on home, baby. Come on home. That's what I'm doing. I promise you he's still living there. Listen. Tell him to come on home. That's what I do all night.
Okay, so first of all, yes, the Saints can absolutely win the South with Jameis Winston as their starting quarterback.
The NFC.
Absolutely. They are. 2 weeks ago, I said they were the third best team in the conference. This was before the Landry edition, before the Tyrann Mathieu edition. I think it's the Rams, the Bucks, and the Saints are neck and neck with each other. All right, the Drew Brees part of this. Drew Brees is not going to go play quarterback for the New Orleans Saints, and I don't think the New Orleans Saints should want him to play quarterback for them. I was the person all of Drew Brees last season constantly saying on television, where and who are they going to find the explosive plays from offensively? This was a Saints offense that would take Drew Brees off the field and sub on Taysom Hill to try to push the football downfield. Now, after a year of being in television and not keeping his body at the optimal health and strength, not keeping that arm as strong as possible, because that was the great diminishment, you think that he should go back just because they have more weapons? They can't push the football downfield with him. He's a Hall of Famer. He's one of the greatest ever. I don't think the Saints would want him back. I don't think there's many teams in the NFL that would want him back. The arm strength is the biggest issue. Now, back to why I think the Saints can win the division and the NFC with Jameis. And I think you're being a little bit unfair to Jameis Winston, Stephen A. Number one, Go back to Tom Brady's first couple months in Tampa Bay. Remember, the conversation about Jameis Winston was the interceptions. The first couple months in Tampa Bay, Tom Brady playing under that Bruce Arians system in Tampa, throwing a lot of interceptions. And everyone was like, oh my gosh, what's going on, Tom Brady? And I think that we learned a little bit that offense really did promote interceptions being thrown by the quarterback. I'm not absolving Jameis. It does. So all of a sudden, Tom Brady, the greatest quarterback ever, goes somewhere new, is running a new offense, throwing a bunch of interceptions, and there's no correlation. It's just coincidence. And then they changed the offense, back to what Tom wanted to do, and he threw less interceptions. I think we've got to give some credence to that for Jameis.
I got to interrupt. So, Bruce Arians has been around a long time, right?
Sure.
Been around a long time.
Great
and obviously, he's coached in Arizona before he went to Tampa Bay. Prior to that, he had the stint in Indy when Pagano went down due to his illness, and we're glad, we hope everything's still well and stuff like that, right? We got all of that, right? And he was the offensive coordinator in Pittsburgh.
Sure.
So he had a system. Anybody else throw 30 interceptions in the season under Bruce Arians?
No, but his quarterback.
Thank you!
All right. So, listen, his quarterbacks notoriously threw a lot of picks. Carson Palmer, Big Ben, even Andrew Luck under him. They did. That is fact. That is not feeling. Second thing, listen, I was critical of Jameis as well. When you are playing on a team that you don't feel is necessarily around you talented enough, you're the number one pick, I got to go prove it. I think interceptions were a little bit more exacerbated because of the situation. My second point is this, Stephen A. What he did last year means nothing. What Jameis Winston did in those 7 starts means absolutely nothing. That he threw 16 touchdowns, 3 picks, had a career high in QBR, passer rating, a career high in yards per attempt. Maybe we did see a guy that sat.
But do you have any concern, Dan? I agree with you. He got that under control. But do you have any concern that Sean Payton's not there anymore?
No, because the guy that was in lockstep with Sean Payton is guy Pete Carmichael, who was there calling plays many a times in conjunction with Sean Payton. Now he's just taken over that role predominantly.
Which is even more of a reason Drew Brees should come back.
No.
It's even more of a reason.
Stephen A, they can't throw the football 25 yards down the field.
Excuse me. All right. So the guy's got no arm, sugar, whatever. I do recall the man has thrown for 80,000 yards in his career, 570.
You think Drew Brees really wants to come back?
Me personally, I think he would if you came to him and asked him to. And by the way, a 67.7% completion. Listen, I like Jameis Winston. I'm rooting for him. I hope that he has a bright future the whole bit. He ain't no Drew Brees, man.
Of course he's not. Drew Brees is one of the greatest of all time.
I'm just saying, but the point is that so you're talking about an inability to throw the football downfield. I'm just saying to you, the bottom line is he's the best option you got if the other option is Jameis Winston.
I would say 2 things. No, Jameis Winston did last season without Jarvis Landry, Chris Olave, and Michael Thomas. He should be better than even the 16 touchdown, 3 interception, QBR, PR, all that stuff. He'll be better because of that. But I would even say this, Molly.
Yeah.
If you're a team, take the leadership apart because that's part of this. If you could have Drew Brees right now or Baker Mayfield right now, you no question want Baker Mayfield. So you no question would want Jameis Winston.
Over Drew Brees?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll wait for you to get back in studio, bro. I'm not. Listen, I got NBA.
I will say
I got NBA on my mind. I really do. I'm disgusted with this. He knows better.
That division isn't that tough outside of Tampa.
I didn't say the division. We asked about the NFC.
Yeah, but New Orleans has had their number. Oh, yeah, the NFC.
I said the NFC. I didn't say the NFC South.
That's a top 5 defense that added Teron Matthew.
Easy.
And it's an offense that is getting
don't bring that up.
Landry,
Don't bring that up.
They got Michael Thomas.
I mentioned all of that. I just said the quarterback position is the low issue I had with New Orleans.
All right, Dan, you know what the headline's going to be? Baker Mayfield over Drew Brees, okay? So just get ready for it. Still come on for a second. It's the business we're in. It's the battle of 2 of the toughest players in the